Hello. Today I want to talk about what's kind of my portable studio, and that it's very easy to set up in a very small space. This happens to be the space that's right in front of my kitchen. I live in a very small, it's a 2-bedroom apartment, but I think it's only 800 square feet. So I have very little space, especially having moved here into this apartment from a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,400 square foot home with a 2-car garage. So space here is very tight. Right here where I'm standing, actually just to the right of me, is a La-Z-Boy recliner. If I can just spin it around, you might see the back of it. There it is. So, and this is a very small dining room table that I have with almost all of my equipment. At least all of my stands are on it. Besides this equipment, I have one backpack full of like my camera and my lenses. So that's where the actual camera equipment goes. Now this consists of 4 bags. The largest one, and you can get these from different vendors. This is a Gator bag. What it really is for is to hold speaker stands for people in a band. And it works great to hold my stand that I use to hold my backdrops. The next case actually came with one of my lighting kits that I bought, and it actually holds all of my lighting kit stands. And I have 2 light kits for a total of 5 stands, I believe. And that's all I put in there is the stands, and then the little heads that you put on top of the lighting stands that hold either your umbrellas and your strobes, or like for video, and I'll get into this a little later, I don't have any lighting set up right now, but I also have some compact fluorescent lights that I usually use for video. But everything is all packed because I just got home from vacation and I took all this stuff to demo it for one of my family members. Now I also have a book bag that I got from a library. I actually had to pay for this. I think it was like $15 or $20, something like that. The nice thing about this, and this is what holds all of my small strobe equipment, so like the actual strobes, small lights, little supplemental lights, my little remote triggers, and stuff like that. Now this was made to hold books, and it's very lightweight. It does have like a cardboard flat bottom to keep it flat, and the straps on it, since this is made to hold books, it actually goes all the way around the bag. So it's very strong, double stitched, extra heavy duty straps, and this is like a nylon or some kind of, it's not a really heavy canvas, so it's actually pretty light, but really what I'm more concerned here is the straps in the bottom are strong enough to hold the stuff that I put in there. Now the last thing that I have is, this is actually the case that came with my tripod, but I put my umbrellas in it so that they're not in with all the other heavy duty stuff. My tripod actually goes in this big case where I've got my backdrop stand. That's also where I put my monopod. So the first thing I want to do is actually set up my backdrop, because I want to mask off my kitchen that's behind me so that you can't see it. So that is the first order of business here. I'll open this up. So right here on top is my monopod. We're not going to use that in this demo. Then I've got my tripod, which I'll just set here to the side for now. We'll be using that later. I'm going to blog about this, and I'll have all of these product IDs with links. I bought almost all of this stuff from Amazon. In fact, I think every single piece that I show in here, I actually got off of Amazon. I'm going to move this chair out of the way for now. I just set this down, cinch up the legs a little bit. I make it a size that's handy for me to get it in here. Now these I don't know if you can see this in the video because I can't see the screen very well. There's 2 quick releases here that will elevate this up to 10 feet tall, which is actually probably higher than what my ceiling is. Now I do release them a little bit because they're spring loaded, and if I left those loose, they would not fit in this bag. I have to fully compress these stands in order to get it to fit in the bag. So I'm just going to raise this one up all the way because that's as far as it goes, and I want to get it up sort of close to the ceiling. About there looks good. Okay. I'm going to adjust where it sits so it's up as close to or fairly close to the wall. That lamp is in the way. I do have one leg actually touching the wall there. Now this other one I'm going to set up over here where this chair is. So I'm going to move that out of the way. Oh. There we go. Oh. Okay, who's holding up the show here? There we go. Now you don't have to be too careful on the placement on these. I do. Oh, that one didn't go up all the way. Okay. Okay, I need to adjust this one because I didn't quite do it right. There we go. That looks good. I'm just eyeballing the height to see if it's close. Now the so-called hard part. So in this particular stand is adjustable in the middle. I'm just going to throw this off to the side here. That's all that's in there, was my tripods and the stand. The crossbar comes in 2 pieces, and it's actually adjustable. It's a really nice setup. So I'm just going to put the crossbar together here, and I usually use it just at the minimum size because that's really all the room that I have for it in here. And then it also has these big holes. I don't know if you'll be able to see that there. And it just rests on the top of the stand. These stands have your typical lighting tops on them with which includes tripod mount style nuts on the top, or screws I should say, bolts, whatever they are. I'm just moving this around to make the holes line up. And they have a little small hole on the top that little tripod nub sticks through to keep it from rolling and to give it a little more stability. So that's that. This actually makes the biggest difference of all in the whole setup because it's what lets you mask off your background. Now normally I have this shifted a little bit over here so I can take advantage of this floor lamp that I have. And so that's what I'm going to do. I can only do this a couple inches at a time. Okay. There. Because I don't want that to be totally masked off. Well, that's going to be it. So now what I used for backdrops, and I would initially get the 2 main colors are black and white, and all these is their banquet tablecloths. You can get them for like $20 a piece from Amazon. In this case I'm going to use black because everything goes with black. And these are very long. I get the longest one I can which I believe is 105 inches. Okay. Oops. Oh, I got my microphone wire caught there. I do use this chair. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, just to help me get stuff up here. Okay. Okay. And the reason I get the 105-inch ones is because they're just long enough to sit, to double up, and both ends on the back and on the front just barely hover over the ground once you get it set up. So, okay. Now, this actually goes a little faster in a more open area. So, like over the weekend, I was at my sister's house, and that's where I set this up. That's where I'm coming from. And she had a nice wide open area in her living room and didn't have to deal with like this table sitting here. So that made it a little easier to get things set up. There. Okay. Now, the other thing I will use on these quite often, and I actually stick them to the back of my pack because there's a little string here, are these little clamps. Comes in a set of 6, and if for some reason like I need to pull the backdrop forward, if I'm going to use it hanging all the way to the ground, or if I want it to actually be on the ground, then I can use these to clip stuff into place. I also kind of like to clip it to the sides here to keep it in place and to keep it from sliding around. And I may also put one up on the tops for the same reason, to keep them in place. Now the other thing that's really nice with this, so saw how quickly that got in place. Actually, let me come and take a look if you can actually see what that did. Oh yeah, very good. Now if I was going to pull this down, say, for like if I needed to have the front part actually come out and sit on the table, say I don't want to see that this is a wooden table here, and I can pull this front part out, and if I think ahead, I can grab this back piece, raise it up to the top here, where I think it's going to give me enough, and clip it up there, and then do the same thing on this side. And that gives me enough stuff here in the front to actually lay it on the table. Oops. So that I have a black foreground as well as a black background, which is kind of nice. Now I did get me quite a set of different colors to use. I have one of those claws in forest green, in a burgundy color, and blue. Not sure if you call this navy or royal. I think it's closer to a navy. And a flat red. The reason I wanted that is so I could do like a red, white, and blue backdrop if I wanted to. And then for more formal, I love the black and that maroon burgundy and the forest green. The white is also useful for other photos. Sometimes you like a white backdrop instead of black. The nice thing with the white as well is you can, if you use that as your backdrop, you can use it as a reflective portion or as a diffuser for your strobes. Now, let's see. So next, actually I'm going to stop this and then we'll go on the next section. I'm going to talk about setting up your light stands. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll be right back. Or you can look at the next video. Thanks.